come with me. It is the only way.
Of the world, my friend.
And once again, we have the story of Medusa, which is the story about the serpent goddess in her labyrinth. We have the hot young stud with his big sword coming to slay the serpent goddess, which is just a reenactment again of Marduk of Babylon slaying the serpent goddess. And why do you think that when you look at her, you turn to stone? Because she's supposed to be so beautiful that you get a hard-on and turn to stone. And notice how the Kraken is slayed and falls back into the sea. And remember that he uses his sword to slay and sever the head off of the serpent goddess, or to cut her in half. And we have the dragon in The Legend of Arthur.
Okay.
And then we have Shrek as the Dragon Slayer.
But where's the
Dragon?
Rescues a fair princess.
You didn't slay the dragon?
And then we have the serpent Basilisk in Harry Potter.
We have dragons. Fighting dragons is everything around here. My name's Hiccup. I've always wanted to be a great Viking.
Oh, no you don't.
Oh, come on, let me out. I need to make my mark.
You can't lift a hammer. You can't swing an axe. You can't even throw one of these.
But...
So the hammer that pounds, and the sword that pokes, and the axe that slices, and the saw that saws in half are all male phallic symbols. Which brings me back to the story of Merlin and the Dragon, which is also known as the Sword in the Stone. The sacrifice fool who is king for a day. And of course, we're talking about a young orphan 12-year-old with an old man, Saturnel. So the story revolves around an anvil and the phallic sword, which is stuck in a tight anvil. And an anvil is made to receive energy and take a hammering or a pounding. But believe me, we're not talking about this kind of pounding, we're talking about this kind of pounding. And like I said, the story revolves around an innocent 12-year-old. And that's why the phallic sword of the old man gets stuck in the tight anus of the little boy. And now you know why the old man has a big red dragon. And notice the old man is holding his hard staff. And notice his pointy, crooked hat. So in the biblical Bible, or the Holy Buy of Bel, or the Holy Bible, the two bulls, where it tells of the story of the Elohim Yahweh that goes to the Leviathan and slays the serpent goddess dragon monster of the deep sea. And notice the behemoth, the Red Bull, next to the Leviathan. So the Leviathan of the deep sea is actually the symbolism of the deep sea of the labyrinth. From the waters of the labyrinth of the sacred deep dark cave. So we're talking about the sacred waters of the labyrinth of the goddess. So the great big hole, or the bottomless pit, is an aspect of the goddess, exactly like the great big hole of the Red Sea next to Mount Sinai, the mountain of sin, which is located at the tip of the female delta, or the V, which is the Fertile Crescent. So now you know why it's called the Red Sea, the sacred red blood of the goddess that flows like the sea. Why do you think the international law of the sea is called the Maritime Admiralty Laws? Because maritime is the merry time, which is named after the red blood of Mars, the Bloody Mary, which is March in Aries, the baby lamb, or God's newborn baby son, Jesus. And that's why they always show you the baby Jesus with the baby lamb. And that's why if you pay attention, you'll notice they always have the light shining on the baby Jesus and or the light behind him. And that's why the goddess church will always show you the symbol of the female genitalia, the yoni, the vesica piscis. And that's why the holy site in England has the red cover of Mars with the symbol of the vesica piscis, which is the holy site, the female hole. And that's why they tell you this is where the chalice caught the drops of Christ's blood, the sangriel, or the royal blood, which is the Holy Grail. And that's why it's called the Hole, the Holy Grail. And that's why the Church of Scotland shows you the vesica piscis of the vagina of the woman and the burning bush. The same red-hot burning bush of the Bible. And that's why they teach the kids about Red Mary and her baby lamb. And now you know why she's called Mary Poppins. And now you know why the largest, deepest, gaping hole in the world is called the Mariana Trench, which is the same sacred hole as Mother Mary, which is named after Mars, the red blood from the god of war.